Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyle here with another Exos Heroes video. All right, in today's video, I want to talk about the new announcements that just dropped into Exos Heroes. So the first thing, I want to go back a little bit for this hot time event. Based on how it's worded, it's kind of confusing because it goes contents. You can unequip weapons and armor for free during this event period. The event period starts on the 15th of November, and we still can't unequip weapons for free. So I'm guessing that it's part of this period 1, November 18th section. And it's just this hot time 2. It's weird that they're starting Hot Time 2 earlier, but then period 1 of Hot Time 1 is November 18th. It's a little confusing, but I think that's why we can unequip stuff for free. That's a super helpful thing. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to do that. No one wants to blow their zest to move stuff around. Definitely keep your eye out on that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on the 18th of November. And then next announcement we have is the Choice FATECORE Re. And then this one's unprecedented in the sense that it's blue FATECORES that are coming back through. At first glance, and probably the best way to do this is I would just pick Rachel. It's really hard to justify picking these other characters with so much going on. It doesn't matter their kits. It doesn't matter whatever. It's just the thing that matters is that not only do you have a general character, but then you have a blue FATECORE character all combined into one. That's so much value that it's going to take a massive argument. I just don't see how any other character can justify going up against general value for Signature Force and blue FATECORE buff packaged into one character. That's going on here. And then just like all the other previous Choice FATECORE Re's, the first recruit is 200 Zess, and then all the other recruits are going to be 700 Zess. Okay, and then I think this is really important, what they're doing here, where they're adjusting buff targets to several blue FATECORES, because it was kind of confusing, because before, I don't think it's in the game yet, but here, before I read that, because I haven't read that, we'll read it together, but I'm hoping that they're going to change this up, because if we go here on the blue FATECORE, right now, it goes grants buff to heroes from here. I don't know how to pronounce that, but to here. But then you have Baraka in there. And then now it goes grants buff to heroes from Wasted Red. And then you have Baraka in there. And I think that's just clunky and bizarre that they do that. I think it makes no sense. Let's look at the announcement and see what they have to say about this. Okay. We decided to adjust several blue rated FATECORE buff targets to minimize confusions while playing the game. Among the FATECORE, which is one of the core contents in Exos Heroes, the blue rated FATECORES have special effects. The blue rated FATECORES are designed to grant combat power, attack, defense, health boosts to the heroes from the same nation with the blue rated FATECORE hero. To adjust the equality among the blue rated FATECORES, we will adjust the buff targets of Black Moon Baraka and Girl Summer Yao. After November 19th, Thursday maintenance, the buff targets of Black Moon Baraka and Yao will be modified on the basis of national recruit. The previous buff targets of Baraka and Yao will be maintained as additional buff targets. Okay, so then now let's take a look here. So then buff target, we have Baraka, and then all these characters here. Oh, and this is what it was before. And then now after, they're adding in a ton of characters. So then it's previous buffed heroes plus wasted red heroes. I think that's a really elegant way of doing this instead of nerfing it by having to conform it to the correct nations. They're admitting their mistake, but at the same time adding in a whole bunch of other characters. So that's really increasing the value of Black Moon Baraka. We have Yao getting a massive overall here, so you're getting a lot more value if you pulled her back in the day. Let's look at some of the key characters in both of these. Baraka, we're adding Garf. That's massive right there. I made the mistake when I first read this. I was like, oh, this is way back when Baraka came out. I was thinking, oh, Wasted Red, this is going to be dope. Garf's going to get this massive buff, and you fuse him, you get the 30%, but he wasn't even on there. Now they fixed it to where Garf, Rudely, like this is massive here. This may make me take back my original statement on it, like it's hard to beat the value of Rachel. I think this is really close now because we got Baraka, Garf, Rudely. Who else is good? Is there any good epics? Annie is in there. And then with Yao, let's check. We got Janai, Chadi, Jin, Diva's in there, Wilkes. What rares were over here? I didn't check. Some massive Jin. The rare Heckin, I guess. So this is a really big deal. I think this really changes the value of those characters considerably, makes them a lot better. So now if we go over here, there's actually a lot to talk about when it comes to this, because not only do we have to pick between each blue rated FATECORE, but we got to figure out a whole bunch of other things about your account. So when I look at blue FATECORES, like I was saying in the item video, when I look at blue FATECORES, I think you should go for 2 of them. I think you should fuse them. Okay. At least get that 1 fuse because you get a massive increase in the boost of stats that you're giving as the blue FATECORE to the rest of your characters. But then we have another layer on top of that where one of them is a general character, and that's going to be a signature force. But signature force is one of those things where you need a whole bunch of copies, but you can't fuse because you'll lose the copies. The way I would recommend it is it really depends on where you're at, on how far away you are in your signature force. Because what you could do is you could just unequip the FATECORE and then you crush that character in for the signature force, and then when you finally pull another Rachel or pull one from like the battle pass in this game, you could pull Rachel and then guarantee it and then go for the fuse afterwards if you want the signature force in the meantime. If you already have the signature force, I'd probably recommend just doing the fuse. But and all of this is going to be dependent on which characters you have. Now that they're buffing those other blue FATECORES, it's going to really depend on which characters you actually use. And if you don't use any of these characters really that much, I would 100% just go for the signature force in Rachel. I think that's the no-brainer. But if you, let's say you use a ton of these other characters here, let's go back to the announcements. If some of your most used characters are going to be like Janai style characters in this faction with, let's say you just got the new FATECORE for her, you use Jin a lot, you use Diva potentially, then I think maybe Yao would be the way to go. I think Baraka's probably the hardest sell for me out of all of them. I think Garf is good. I think Ridley is good, but they're not crazy strong. Whereas I can see going for Yao actually probably benefits the most when it comes to meta units at this point. Because I see a lot of Janai up there. I see a lot of Diva. She does a ton of damage, especially with Signature Force. So a lot of good characters here. FC Jin is up there too. Looking at this right now, the big ones are going to be Rachel and Yao. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. I just want to do a quick update on the new Choice FATECORE Re that just came out. This is the first time that they've ever let us get another chance at getting blue FATECORE, so this is going to be a big choice to make. Hopefully you guys still have the Zest, especially because especially after going for Aiden, I thought he was definitely worth going for. So I'm tapped. Whichever one I pick, I'll do the 200 Zest, and then I'll do, if it's still going on the reset, I might use that Zest too. Let me know down in the comments which characters you're going to choose. And with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.